You are watching a shoplifting gang at work. These men stole over £95,000 worth of goods from retailers across the whole of the UK. Their crimes aren't fueled by addiction. Organised crime gangs like these rob millions of pounds of goods from shops and sell them on the black market.
They're going in, they know exactly what they're going to take.
And when shop staff tried to stop the thefts,
Shoplifters!
the gangs aren't afraid to use extreme violence. My name is Antoine Allen. I've been on a journey into the world of organised crime.
Stop! Do not move! Do not move!
And the police's never-ending battle to catch the shoplifting gangs. High street retailers have been outsourcing their security to intelligence firms to monitor their stores and catch the gangs. In this building, they monitor thousands of CCTV cameras for stores across the country, and every day they're seeing incidents of shoplifting, increasingly by organised crime gangs.
Some guys have come in, they've been hiding on the car park, the size of the knife.
Mighty's officers caught the moment a gang waited for vulnerable retail staff to lock up.
Look at the size of that knife.
Wow.
So this is your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, just coming home. They're 30 seconds from going home, and now they've got a lifetime of trauma because of these three people thinking it's acceptable to come in and use a knife to force people back into the store and take products such as tobacco and cash.
Just how often were you seeing this violent theft?
This level of violence was on a daily basis.
Retailers and the government are trying to stop the shoplifting crime wave by spending £5 million to fund surveillance, intelligence gathering and police operations to tackle organised criminal gangs, aka OCGs. The special unit to oversee it all is called Opal.
Here he's selecting a £50 bottle of whiskey, knowing full well that he'll be able to sell that on very, very quickly.
Its head of intelligence showed me the evidence of OCGs stealing millions of pounds of goods from multiple retailers.
From that number of offences, we're able to identify three key individuals. And Andrew Cretu, the individual here, was clearly responsible for a majority of those offences. And the travel patterns around the country, we could say that this isn't one-off offending.
And we're seeing multiple stores being targeted in this one video. Who's doing this across the country?
Absolutely, yeah. He's travelling around the country, using hire vehicles to do so, making every attempt to evade arrest and committing large amounts of offences, almost exploiting the borders that police forces have.
One of the biggest examples of the scale of shoplifting in the UK is Operation Cairo. A gang based in Surrey was believed to have stolen around £200,000 worth of goods, but staggeringly, Opal's investigation revealed their shoplifting spree impacted 30 of the 45 police forces in the UK. In under 5 years, they stole an estimated £2 million of goods.
Retail crime for a number of years was probably deprioritised by policing. It's not that we didn't want to attend these things, of course we did, but of course we work on threat, harm and risk basis, and we'll go to the highest priority investigations that we need to. So when we started to unpick some of the criminality, started to see some of the intelligence and the crossover in other organised crime areas as well, it was a real eye-opener for us.
The government committed £5 million. Will that be enough to make sure that you can dent what seems to be ever-rising reports of shoplifting?
I think we'll have to wait and see.
In just a year, Opal has uncovered £8 million of shoplifting offences by gangs, leading to 148 arrests. This gang received prison time followed by a deportation order back to Romania. This operation has identified which gangs are doing the stealing, but my question is, where are the shoplifted goods being sold? Every weekend, fields in Britain are filled with boot sales. I believe the lack of regulation could mean criminal gangs could sell their stolen goods quickly without a paper trail, right next to legitimate traders. This man confirmed my suspicion.
There's one gang, they'll steal people tools and sell them here. There's another gang, they go to main shops, M&S and all these big markets, they bring the stuff over and they sell it for pennies. For example, car next to me is locked up right now because they were selling everything. As soon as they saw police, they just disappeared.
I'm going to be arresting you for handling stolen goods at this point.
But not everyone was quick enough to get away. Hidden in vans and cars were suspected stolen goods. But they can't search every single person, so they're looking around and trying to find someone who looks suspicious. By the end of the operation, 4 men were placed in handcuffs.
We've had intel that you have been selling stolen tools.
In total, the police told me they uncovered £50,000 of stolen power tools, as well as illegal vapes.
The time is 19:23 hours. I am arresting you for the suspicion of handling stolen goods.
But the sheer size of the boot sale meant there were not enough officers to target those that may have been members of shoplifting gangs. I would soon find out. The black market isn't the only place stolen goods can be found. The high street is the front line of a crime wave, which even sees goods stolen to order. Shoplifters target one shop in order to sell their stolen goods to another. Cuts in police numbers and public outrage has caused councils like Tower Hamlets to invest in state-of-the-art CCTV rooms.
We've got somebody breaking into the Poundland store.
Their officers caught an early morning smash and grab.
They know what they can sell. They've already arranged where it's going to go.
The shoplifters' target is alcohol, but where they take it tells another story.
So right now they're trying to walk into this off licence to try and sell it?
Absolutely, yeah. So here comes our police that we've already been talking to. 7 minutes from us seeing this to the police arriving and being able to apprehend both suspects.
Are you seeing that more often, that's stolen to order?
Yeah, it's not an isolated incident, unfortunately. We've seen other stores, places like Holland and Barrett, JD Sports and others that have been targeted, where offenders will go in looking like they deliberately know what they're trying to steal, have that organised and then take it off to different places.
Convenience stores aren't the only retailers under attack. A masked moped gang stole over £500,000 worth of luxury items from a women's shop in Kensington. Shop owner Hanushka anxiously locks up, wondering if her store will make it through the night.
How are you feeling since the break-in?
I mean, it hasn't been easy, that's for sure. We've put a fog bandit in place, enhanced CCTV monitoring, alarm systems. I mean, it's cost well over £10,000 to make this place as secure as it possibly can be.
And despite all of that, do you still feel a strong element of anxiety each time you lock up?
I mean, obviously for us, the impact has been so much more than financial. There's always that inherent worry. Is it going to happen again? Is someone going to be here? And yeah, it's something we all think about a lot.
You've got 2 shops now,
yes.
And you want to open the 3rd. Just how much will that cost you to try and stop shoplifters targeting it?
I mean, the security for the new store is coming in at just under 100k. The front door alone is costing £65,000.
Wow, that's a lot of money. Why do shops believe they need to spend these vast sums of money to protect all of their items?
Well, if we don't look after our own security, no one else will.
A survey by the British Retail Consortium shows last year shops spent £1.8 billion on crime prevention measures, a 52% increase on previous years. The more determined a shoplifter, the more danger retail workers face. BRC's survey found there were over 2,000 incidents of violence and abuse a day, with a 180% increase of threats involving a weapon. Last month in Woolwich, a shoplifter threatened security guard Sunday with a large knife.
Hi, Sunday, I heard someone pulled a knife on you.
Yes, boss, absolutely, yes, sir.
Were you afraid for your life?
Yeah, I'm afraid for my life. Because of my children, my wife, my kids, my grandchildren.
They need you?
Yeah.
How big was the knife?
The guy was so big, I think like 2 inches, it's like this. The guy went, come here, I'll choke you, man. You still, he's trying on me. So.
You've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years, yeah.
Do you think the incidents are getting worse?
The one I saw with the knife, I think that is the worst in my life. And the guy that bites me also.
You've been bitten?
Yeah, he bit my finger. He stole and he still bit my finger. At least 15 guys. They sell meat, they sell chocolate, they sell drink, they sell alcohol, they sell vodka, they sell dry gin, they sell whiskey. So I know them very well. So they sell it to the off-license.
So they come in, they pick the items that they
pick
want,
a lot of
steal it,
yeah.
and then they go and sell it.
Yeah, and sell it.
I joined what the Met described as a historic operation to tackle organised crime.
It's not just old-fashioned shoplifting as we remember it, where people going in and stealing stuff, for example, for their drug habit. It's a lot more organised now.
Over 100 officers participated in the operation in South London. 11 locations were raided.
What we're looking for is stolen items.
Items suspected to have been stolen from large retail stores were allegedly distributed by a crime boss to a chain of shops. In a sting operation, police had marked goods with a spray only visible under UV light. The police now have the meticulous task of searching through all of these items to try and find a mark that will reveal exactly where they come from. If they get that fluorescent mark that appears, it will say, essentially, that these goods have been stolen. But other suspected stolen goods were easier to spot. This bottle still has its Waitrose label on it. How would a member of the public know that the items they're getting from their local corner shop aren't shoplifted or stolen?
So, really good question. You'll see a large supermarket retailer's name on the bottle. That would lead us to have significant concerns that the item shouldn't be sold there because it shouldn't be as part of their licence.
The Met say around £150,000 of suspected stolen goods were recovered. In total, 15 people were arrested. I put the fears of shop owners directly to the government. They believe they don't have the support they need to stay on the high street because the cost of security is just simply too high. What's the government's message to them when it comes to organised crime?
Well, I think you're absolutely right. There is organised crime now behind a lot of shop theft. And that's why the government in the budget at the end of last year, they announced over £5 million to put into policing.
Stopping the gangs won't automatically end the shoplifting tsunami. Every day, a whole range of goods are stolen from retailers by prolific shoplifters. Over a 2-year period, this man stole £3,000 worth of board games from Waterstones.
You're under arrest for shoplifting.
Shoplifting remains a complex crime. This criminologist told me blaming the cost of living crisis was too simple an explanation. Professor, why are organised crime networks targeting the high street?
Organised criminals, professionals will always look for the most profitable scenario that they can exploit. Unfortunately, in the UK currently, shop theft is high reward and it's low risk. These offenders are targeting the sector because they feel that they can do so with impunity.
Some people think shoplifting and they also think cost of living crisis, but is that really the case?
The cost of living crisis is almost too simplistic an answer to this epidemic of shop theft. Now, of course, some individuals might steal 1 or 2 items to make the household budget stretch further, to put food on the table. However, they are not driving this crisis of acquisitive crime currently. Where we are seeing a link with the cost of living crisis is perhaps a willingness to buy stolen goods.
Over the weeks of my investigation, I saw the police track down both the organised and disorganised shoplifters. Some crimes were fuelled by the desire for profit, others by the grip of addiction. But operations like these take a lot of planning time. Independent shop owners told me they can't afford to wait. If the government can't find a solution to the shoplifting crime wave, the small businesses that can't handle the cost could disappear from the high street.
Same collar of my back!
But the gangs do not just target shops. Every 21 minutes, power tools are stolen from tradespeople. Next, my investigation would track down the tool theft gangs.
Hey, could you stop recording me, please?
And I spoke to the victims being pushed to the edge.
So within 5 minutes, everything you've worked on, gone. I sort of felt to myself, I'm worthless. I've got no use to no one.